morning. Welcome to day 88, Quantum's Liberty De-Stress series. Hope this day is finding you well. Thank you, birdies. Some water. So today on the phone I have Ava. Ava is here with me. She's in Utah, and her mom is a critical care nurse in Utah. She is, Ava's 14 years old, and she's going to be tapping with us today. She was saying that she has some issues because she's feeling overwhelmed that they have to go through another lockdown. So we're going to be talking about her feelings that she's having inside of feeling stress and overwhelm and not being able to sleep because of the anxiety that she's feeling from all this news. So keep on tapping. So Utah is one of the states right now that is going through a tremendous surge. Governor Gary Herbert of Utah did put the state on a state of emergency a few days ago. And that was because hospital and ICUs are nearing capacity. So I think what Ava's mom was saying, that maybe the politicians didn't really understand what it means when hospitals are nearing capacity in the coronavirus pandemic. And that might have been a miscommunication, and that might be why policy and procedure didn't change fast enough to help prevent the surge that's occurring in the Midwest primarily, the mountain states and the plains. But so Utah is one of those states, keep on tapping, who had a record number of deaths and cases. Like just last week, they recorded 16,111 cases, and this week, according to the Salt Lake Tribune, they have 21,187 cases. So whereas we used to just go a little bloop up for 50 cases in a week, now that is 5,076 cases more in just 1 week. So what the governor is going to need, and other policymakers are going to need, is education from nurses and doctors about what we can do during the pandemic to slow the spread of this. And luckily, we can do several things. Ava's mom went through a critical care course, of course, and so the recent data is to really double up on using your mask, including walking around outdoors. Dr. Fauci's talking about at the White House doing a national mask mandate, which sounds like a really good idea because the Europe and the United States continents, we're just getting record highs and having overwhelm in ICUs and hospitals. And so people are setting up hospitals outside, like in El Paso, Texas, keep on tapping, and other areas, just to take care of everything. But so what we can do is we can address, very importantly for Ava and other teenagers like your age, 14, 15, 16, even the younger kids. I was talking to a young one yesterday, or a couple days ago, 10 years old, 9 years old too, and they're feeling mad because they don't get to see their friends. So Ava used to have a very busy day, would get up and go skateboarding and go visit her friends, and now she says all she can really do is just be home with her feelings because they're back in lockdown, where school had opened up a little bit again. Now they're back in lockdown, so she's having these sleepless nights and she's afraid. So I was thinking that let's tap on these things that are inside of us because these are feelings that we need to nurture and just say, okay, I see this and I'm here for you. I have my own back. And that's the magical thing about tapping, is that it's an excellent breakthrough technology for releasing trauma. So we can release the trauma that we're feeling around being stuck at home and be with our own feelings and be absolutely safe. And you must talk with your parents. I'm so glad you did that and you talked with me. And I would like to just say that, you know, your parents, of course, can also have you talk with somebody so that you can just talk without feeling, if you don't talk freely with either one of your parents, sometimes it's nice to have an objective person to talk to. So ask your parents if you can talk to like your school psychologist, because they're there, or somebody that you prefer to talk with, who your family admires and trusts. So you do have excellent resources, including tapping. So what we'll tap today on is the overwhelm that Ava was talking about. Feeling overwhelmed inside is absolutely normal. We're going through unprecedented times. Your schedule has changed completely. You're back at home only to be just with yourself. And this is a magical time too, because also inside of you, in addition to the stress, you have peace. We have 50-50 of each of these things. So when you tap on your stress, what this tapping point does is it slows down the firing to the amygdala, which is your fight-flight system in your brain. And when you slow down that firing, you can actually have the vision, the images go through your brain, but your brain can stay with them without feeling like it has to run from them. And you nurture the feelings that you have with them. You accept them, you hold them, and you appreciate them, and you love them. And you love all of everything inside of you, because this is you. At the base of every human being on this planet, the infant comes into the world, right? And they have this open eyes. And those eyes have no beliefs, no structures, nothing placed upon them except to just be open to their world. And this is what tapping allows you to do. It allows you to be open to what's inside of your heart, right? And you can be tapping on this without feeling like, oh my God, or with feeling like, oh my God, I have to run from this. But that's an important feeling to tap on. And we're going to do that right now. So we'll tap a little bit on the news. The news we know in Utah out of Salt Lake Tribune is that we have record numbers of deaths and cases. Although Governor Gary Herbert did put the state on a state of emergency, and many states are doing that also. These are people who did not really believe in masks. So the important thing is that nurses and doctors can continue to educate our policymakers, like what does it really mean when you say our ICUs are at 85% COVID-19 patients and we're nearing capacity. It means that we're sending patients to other hospitals. Our policymakers don't know what this really means, so it's important for us to show them in reality what does this really look like. And that way they can formulate effective policy to protect all the citizens in their state. So right now we do know some good news is Moderna came out and Pfizer came out with an excellent vaccine, which has not been peer-reviewed science published yet, but came out in regular news. So we don't know everything for sure, but we do know that 2 vaccines are on the way. And so in the meantime, Dr. Fauci from the White House task force says definitely double up on wearing masks. He's thinking of a national mask mandate. And we do have people on the task force who are looking at the pandemic and what we can do, including social distancing greater than 6 feet. You close down the schools when necessary, which is wonderful that you're doing your part, Ava. One day people will look back in history and be like, these are what the people did, and they made it. So let's do that. Let's tap on knowing the things that we can do. Let's tap on having the feelings inside of us, appreciating them and loving them, and then honoring all of that feeling inside of us, and then the tapping for the vision of radiant health, absolutely spectacular health, with or without COVID-19 in our environment while we're going through the pandemic. Okay? All right, Ava. Ava knows the tapping routine, and she'll be repeating after me, and you can too. Repeat after me. And thank you so much for sharing, your feelings with all of us, and being free to just let everybody know about this, because this can be so helpful for so many. All right, here we go. So repeat after me, tapping on the karate chop point, and we say the setup statement 3 times. Even though I have all of this anxiety from the overwhelm from the news, and from being placed in a lockdown again, I deeply and completely love and accept my feelings and everything inside of me exactly as I am. Even though I have all these stressful feelings and I can't sleep at night because I'm worried about everything, I realize that there are these feelings inside of me. I'm going to nurture them and honor them. I forgive myself for having them, and I honor myself for having every single one of them. I accept myself exactly as I am. Nice deep breath. Even though I'm having all these emotions and these feelings of overwhelm, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. Inside the eye, all these feelings of overwhelm. Outside the eye, all these feelings of not being able to sleep. Under the eye, I feel like I'm in panic. Under the nose, I want to run from these feelings. Chin, I really don't like having them. Collarbone, I'm going to get far away from these feelings. Under the arm, these are really uncomfortable. Top of the head, this scares the bejesus out of me. Inside the eye, I'm really feeling overwhelmed. Outside the eye, this news and what I have to do. Under the eye, I can't see my friends for longer now. Under the nose, really getting tired of all of this. Chin, it's going to last until March. Collarbone, and I thought January was a long time. Under the arm, I don't know if I can stick with this. Top of the head, wait a minute. Inside the eyebrow, I can do this. Outside the eye, I'm beginning to feel calmer already. Under the eye, I'm going to nurture these feelings. Under the nose, I'm going to be right here with me. Chin point, I deserve to have my own back. Collarbone point, I deserve to feel great. Under the arm, and tapping is breakthrough technology. Top of the head, I can tap on my feelings. Inside the eye, I can talk to trusting people about them. outside the eye. I can tap in private or with other people under the eye who are doing the same thing under the nose, who are in lockdown with me. Chin point. We've never had this in our lifetimes. Collarbone. This is all new. Under the arm. I have my own back. Top of the head. I'm here for me. Inside the eye. I feel my bliss inside too. Outside the eye. I feel these happy chemicals being released. Under the eye. Science tells us that biomarkers are released when tapping. Under the nose. I can feel way better just by tapping. Chin point. Because of my own neurotransmitters. Collarbone. And hormones. Under the arm. That are released. Top of the head. Right here in my body. And my mind. I have peace. I am healthy and well, with or without COVID-19 in my environment. Sign me up for health. All right, Ava, thank you so much. Really appreciate your honesty and your courage for talking about your feelings and helping so many. Be well, my dear. You can do it.